Joshua chapter 15. The territory of Judah. The lot for the tribe of the people of Judah, according to their families, reached southward to the boundary of Edom, to the wilderness of Zin, at the farthest south, and their south boundary ran from the end of the Dead Sea, from the bay that faces southward. It goes out southward of the ascent of Akrabim, passes along to Sin, and goes up south of Kadesh Barnea, along the Hezron up to Adar, makes a turn to Karka, passes along to Azmon, goes out by the Wadi of Egypt, and comes to its end at the sea. This shall be your south boundary, and the eastern boundary is the Dead Sea, to the mouth of the Jordan. And the boundary on the north side runs from the bay of the sea at the mouth of the Jordan, and the boundary goes up to Beth-holah, and passes along north of Beth-arabah, and the boundary goes up to the stone of Bohan, Reuben's son, and the boundary goes up to Debir from the valley of Achor, and so northward, turning towards Gilgal, which is opposite the ascent of Adummim, which is on the south side of the valley, and the boundary passes along the waters of En-shemesh, and ends at En-rogel. Then the boundary goes up by the valley of the son of Hinnom, at the southern slope of the Jebusites. And the boundary goes up to the top of the mountain that lies over against the valley of Hinnom, on the west, at the northern end of the valley of Rephaim. Then the boundary extends from the top of the mountain to the valley of the waters of Nephtorah, and from there to the towns of Mount Ephron. Then the boundary bends around to Bala, and the boundary circles west of Bala to Mount Seir, passes along to the northern slope of Mount Jearim, and goes down to Beth-shemesh, and passes along by Timnah. The boundary goes out to the slope of the hill north of Ekron. Then the boundary bends around the Shikkeron, and passes along the Mount Bala, and goes out to Jabneel. Then the boundary comes to an end at the sea, and the west boundary was the Mediterranean with its coasts. This is the boundary surrounding the people of Judah according to their families. Caleb occupies his portion. According to the commandment of the Lord to Joshua, he gave to Caleb son of Jephunneh a portion among the people of Judah, Kiriath Arab, that is Hebron. And Caleb drove out from there the three sons of Anak, Shishai, Ahiman, and Talmai, the descendants of Anak. From there he went up against the inhabitants of Debir. Now the name of Debir formerly was Kiriath Sefer. And Caleb said, whoever attacks Kiriath Sefer and takes it to him, I will give my daughter Aksar as wife. Othniel, son of Kenaz, the brother of Caleb, took it, and he gave him his daughter Aksar as wife. When she came to him, she urged him to ask her father for a field. As she dismounted from her donkey, Caleb said to her, "What do you wish?" She said to him, "Give me a present. Since you have set me in the land of the Negeb, give me springs of water as well." So Caleb gave her the upper spring and the lower springs. The towns of Judah. This is the inheritance of the tribe of the people of Judah according to their families. The town belonging to the tribe of the people of Judah in the extreme south towards the boundary of Edom were Kabzeel, Eder, Jagur, Kina, Dimona, Adada, Kedesh, Hazor, Itnan, Zip, Telem, Bealoth, Hazro, Hadat, Kiriot, Hezron, Aman, Shima, Molada, Hazarda, Heshmon, Bet Pelet, Hazar, Jula, Beersheba, Besiolatia, Balai, Im, Ezem, El Tolad, Chesil, Horma, Zilag, Madmana, Sansana, Libboat, Shilem, Ai, and Rimmon, in all 29 towns with their villages. And in the lowland, Eshtalon, Zaor, Ashna, Zanoah, En-Ganim, Tafua, Enam, Jarmuth, Adullam, Soko, Azekah, Sha'arim, Adiatim, Gediratiam, 14 towns in their villages. Sinan, Hadasha, Migdalga, Dilan, Misfeh, Joktiel, Lashish, Bohat, Eglon, Kabon, Laman, Chitlish, Giddo, Bet-Dagon, Nama, and Makeda, 16 towns in the villages. Libna, Ether, Ashan, Ishfat, Ashna, Nezib, Kila, Achzib, and Merasha, 9 towns with their villages. Ekron with its dependencies and its villages, from Ekron to the sea, all that was near Ashdod with their villages. Ashdod, its towns and its villages. Gaza, its towns and its villages, to the Vadi of Egypt, and the great sea with its coasts. And in the hill country, Shamir, Jatir, Soko, Dana, Kiryat, Zana, Anab, Eshtermo, Anim, Goshen, Holman, Holon, and Gilo, 11 towns in the villages. Arab, Duman, Eshan, Janim, Betua, Afikia, Humta, Kiryat Arab, and Zior, 9 towns in their villages. Maon, Carmel, Ziptua, Jezreel, Jodim, Zanoah, Cain, Gibeah, and Timnah, 10 towns with their villages. Halhul, Betzur, Gedor, Marat, Betano, and El-Tio, 6 towns in their villages. Kiryat-Abal and Rabbah, 2 towns in their villages. In the wilderness, Beth-Arabah, Midian, Zekah, Nibshan, the city of salt, and En-Gedi, 6 towns with their villages. But the people of Judah could not drive out the Jebusites, the inhabitants of Jerusalem. So the Jebusites live with the people of Judah in Jerusalem to this day. Amen.